Hey, what's up guys? Back with another video, and well, kind of sick of this shit, so I'm just gonna let swap. I'm just bullshitting. I'm not LS swapping anything. This is my daily driver, and I need something under my hood that's not at risk of blowing shit up. So yeah, this, fuck that thing. But today I am going to be installing something GM under my hood, and I'm going to be installing the T-Rex D585 GM coil kit with a BHR bracket. This video is also partially sponsored by T-Rex, so if you want more information on their coil kits and what they offer, go ahead and click the link in the description below. And see, I believe they're doing a special Christmas discount, so more on that in the description below. One thing to also note is that, well, even though this is the T-Rex kit, also this is T-Rex's very first coil kit they've ever sold. I just had this for years and haven't been able to use it. But even though this is the very first kit they ever sold, I haven't been able to use it because the other car is, well, it never ran. I bought this after it went down and stuff like that. But I'm not going to be doing this alone. I'm going to employ the help of my friend Dominic over here.
I'm ready.
Yes. Okay, so a couple things that you'll need to do this are obviously the coil kit. Also, keep in mind that even though this is a T-Rex kit, it does have a BHR bracket that I bought secondhand used. BHR will not sell these brackets by themselves. You have to buy their whole kit to get it. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you want to get the BHR kit, you're going to spend at least $200 more, I think. But it's all preference. This is like $325 new, I think. Don't quote me on that price because I haven't really looked it up before doing this video, so I'll edit the price into here somewhere. But I need the coil kit. Also, it is very highly recommended to change your plugs when you do this, because if you bought a RX-8 secondhand and have no idea how many miles are actually on the ignition system stuff, just spend the money on brand new plugs and don't risk it. Or pull your plugs and inspect them. We're gonna do that too, but we'll change them anyway. And then tools that you'll need a flathead. You'll need a 10 mil. I believe all the nuts and bolts holding the ignition stuff on is all 10 mil, but we will find that out shortly. And then you'll also have to remove your intake system. If you have an AM intake, then this will be a lot easier because you don't have a big ass box right here. But yeah, let's get to it.
Recording?
Alright, so because we're working on a major electrical part of the car, you're going to want to disconnect your battery, so we're going to do that first. Alright, and the next thing we're going to take off is just a couple sections of my intake. Now if you have a stock box, I mean there's more steps to it obviously, because it's just a big ass box and stuff down there. But the AM intake is just tubes with couplers, rubber couplers, and some clampy boys. So we're going to take those off now. So looks like I'm going to need a catch can because there's a lot of oil in my intake. I mean, it's not terrible because there's like oil going into my intake and all that stuff because rotors use oil. But yeah, that's just like residual oil from vacuum lines and stuff like that. So yeah, that's not good. Anyway, we're gonna deal with that later. Right now, main goal of this was to get as much access as you can to the ignition stuff and stuff like that. And so if you want, you can go a step further and move the 4 bolts holding the throttle body in. Actually, should we do that?
I mean, it's a electric one, so all you have to do is just unplug it. Is there any coolant lines that go into there? Because if it's anything like
yes,
6, yeah.
Coolant line right here, and it goes down to the bottom. Actually, that's I think it's considered a power adder or something if you just disconnect these coolant lines.
Yeah, that's how it was with the back when the Mazda 6 days.
Yeah, the couple forums on RX-8 code I read is that disconnect these and then you no longer have hot coolant going through your throttle body, so you have cooler intake temps overall.
Supposed to help with the winter, dude.
Yeah, they say the same thing about using 5W20 and shit like that, which you never ever do in a rotary to begin with.
Well, the same point.
But it says it on your oil cap and in your owner's manual, dude. You're fucking up your car, dude.
Well, it's like I'm supposed to use a choke for my carburetor, and I'm not using one, and it starts just fine.
Is it still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We could probably just work around that.
Yeah, it's not really that much more room.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we got to where we want to. So now we're gonna, so I might have to take that out. Okay, so we're moving to another section of my intake just to have a little bit more access and give you a little bit more visual stuff. But you look at your plugs and coils and stuff over here. They're pretty much in numerical order. You have lead 1, trail 1, lead 2, and trail 2. It's really simple to remember. And for those of you who might have a hard time remembering that, here's a diagram you should be seeing on the screen now. It'll show you. But I'm going to go ahead and just make it a little bit easier to remember which plugs go where by marking them. 4. That's not. You look like a 4. What the fuck? Like scribbled that shit.
I did the same exact markings on the FC.
Okay, well I know what it is. This thing splotches so easily.
1, 2, 3, and
yeah, that just makes it a little bit easier. Next thing I'm going to do is, let's see. I think it's only one 10 millimeter nut holding on each coil pack. So I'm going to go and take that out. We're going to go ahead and pop these each off. There, now it's a little bit easier. Start recording. Oh! There, now it's a little bit easier. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each individual coil pack off. Then I'll disconnect them after that. The reason I'm going to do that is just to give easier access to take the whole bracket off. Now normally you just, actually yeah, for the regular T-Rex kit you'd have to take the whole bracket off anyway. Because what you do is you mount your old bracket to the brand new one and stuff like that. So this is a stock bracket with the BHR bracket put onto it. So I'm going to do that now. So it's going to be a little bit harder to show you the bracket and where the nut and bolt locations are in the car, so I'll just show you on this bracket. So like I said before, this is an OEM bracket with the BHR bracket mounted to it. Where you'll find the nut and bolt locations, there's so I think it's 2 bolts just located here and here. Just give you kind of an idea. So this little spot is where the power harness is mounted to. We're not going to remount it right there, but let's see, just give you an idea of where the bolts are. Look at this. That's right there. And then the 2 bolts will be right there. Next one, there will be a ground wire, which is right behind your engine lift point thing right here. And that's just right here. And there is a nut right there. That's also going to be where we're going to ground our coil kit to. Because these coils themselves don't click right into the stock harness, so you need this adapter, which you can buy separately from the kit if you want. But the T-Rex kit does already come with them, so you don't need to buy that at all. But it has a ground wire that goes to wherever you want to ground it to. So we're going to use the stock ground point to just ground it right there. So now we're going to go ahead and take the bracket out. Okay, so we got the bracket out now, and I actually didn't know this until now, but it actually has it marked which coil goes where. Oh, yeah. So look right here, lead 1, trail 1, lead 2, trail 2. So yeah, it kind of helps you not be stupid and stuff. But for those of you who didn't know that was there, like I didn't till right now, well, that's right there for you. The more you know. Anyway, now we're going to go ahead and so I think I'm going to go ahead and take the plug wires out from here, but we're going to have to jack up the driver's side front wheel so we can actually get access to the spark plugs. So, you know, go ahead and do that now, and we'll see you in a sec. Okay, so we're gonna change the spark plugs out, and to do that, we could possibly get the spark plugs out from the top, but there's just not enough room to work comfortably. So we're gonna do it the normal way by jacking up this part of the car and taking the driver front wheel off. And yeah, I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so now that we got the wheel off, you'll have access through here to all these spark plugs. You can see all 4 of them right there. Now, normally there will be a little access flap thing that goes here, but it's missing from my car, so yeah, whatever. Anyway, you got your rear rudder ones there, and then your front rudder ones right there. Let's see. And to remove those, what you'll need is where did it go? It's not it. You need a 13/16 socket, and I had that somewhere, and I don't have it now. So shit.
It's probably still attached to the ratchet. Is it right there?
No, that's a different ratchet. I will find it, and then we'll get moving on this. Okay, so I got one plug out, the rear leading, and is it focused?
Focusing. Focus.
All right, yeah, that's pretty fucking bad.
That's like, it's almost broken, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that is me, but I don't know how old these are.
Probably the last like 40,000.
I've only driven about 4,500 miles on this engine since getting it, and I haven't changed anything with the ignition, anything. So yeah, this is my first time seeing one plug out of the car. Let's see how bad the rest look.
Yeah. we'll see.
God. Okay, so this is pretty fucking shocking. I mean, you already saw one plug, but just got done pulling all 4. Oh, my foot's fucked up. But here's, focus on these. Here's how a brand new plug should look. And here's how mine look.
Oof.
Yeah. It's so fucking bad. I don't know how the car was running as good as it was, but it definitely explains why I was averaging 12, 13 miles a gallon. I switched over to 87 over the last few, 3 fill-ups, and I did go up to 60 miles per gallon, but that is with 30 miles of highway driving. So yeah, this alone is going to be a pretty big upgrade on top of the coils by themselves. If I were to just replace the plugs alone, then I would have saw a pretty decent upgrade. Probably losing some power because of this too. But we're gonna go ahead and install these, and then oh yeah, we're gonna install the coil stuff first.
Yeah, we don't need those.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna get back to doing stuff. So see you in a bit. Okay, so now that all the plugs are installed, we're going to go ahead and install this bracket. I think I said I was going to do this before that, but we just did whatever, so yeah.
Got them in. Yeah, spark plugs went just fine.
Should we tell him?
No.
I'll tell him anyway. Grab the fucked up plug. Okay, so my dumbass doesn't have a wobbly or U-joint thingy, and you're supposed to. And this is a brand new plug. I did that to it. You can see that. The ceramic's all fucked up. So I had a extra good plug. It's used, but not all fucked up like the other one was. So I just put that in as a substitute for this one. I did ohm test it and tested great. Actually worked great in the 12A also, but it killed my igniter, so I had to take him out. Yeah, that's my substitute and that's my fix. So $20 down the drain right there. I'm gonna go buy another one. But now we're gonna get to installing this bracket and then well, finishing up this install. So go ahead and cue the timers. Okay, so got the coil kit, bracket, and everything in, all plugged in and stuff, and I did have to do a couple extra things I wasn't expecting to do. So the big thing was this power harness had to go back down here, which meant that I didn't have a whole lot of room to work with. I actually lost one of the bolts, not this first one, which I was able to get, but I wasn't able to get to this one. And also lost the other bolt trying to get it. So that kind of sucks. But for the ground, I just connected the ground for the coil kit underneath this little connector right here. You can't see that from there, but whatever, it's there. Also, give me more room to do stuff in this area. I had to take my my engine lift thingy out, and that is only held in by 2 of these bolts. Oh, okay, good. I thought we lost one. Yeah, these 2 bolts, which are 12 millimeters each. I also took the power harness off the alternator, which is also a 12 millimeter nut with a little washer on it. So not really too much extra that I had to do, but you know, had to do those so I had more access to stuff. I do still got to connect the spark plug wires to the spark plugs, and after that we can start. Well, now we can start assembling everything and yeah, go from there. So I think I'm just going to assemble everything under the hood and then do the spark plug wires, get the wheel on, and then start the car. Okay, so everything's back together, and we're gonna start for the first time with the T-Rex coil kit. So immediately right off the bat, I noticed that the car started really smooth. smoother than it did before. So definitely a huge upgrade. I'm gonna let it run and fully warm up. And in the meantime, I'm gonna tighten up my lug nuts on this wheel. And then once it's fully warmed up, we'll go for a drive and see how it feels. Because those old plugs were pretty fucked up. I don't know, we'll see.